Eyewitness News starts now with breaking news.
And that breaking news, the City County Council approved late tonight an income tax hike to hire more police officers. Good evening, I'm Andrea Moorhead. Our Night Beat reporter David McAnally is at the City County building tonight, sorting out how much homeowners will have to pay, how many more officers we could get hired, and what city leaders are now saying about it. David?
Andrea, for the most part, Republicans and Democrats in the building behind me agree that they've got to hire more police officers and do more with programs, especially education programs for young people. But the big question they don't necessarily agree on is how to fund that.
Public safety gets $29 million more under the public safety tax hike okayed Monday by City Council. But the mayor says it still falls $2.5 million short of his goal for IMPD. And Mayor Ballard says he will keep pushing to eliminate the local homestead tax credit to fund the rest of his program. Democratic leaders don't want to drop that credit, which they say would cost taxpayers about $20 a year. They were pleased with Monday's vote, though, which still means more officers hired after you count retirements.
The IMPD Study Commission that I chaired recommended a net increase of 270. So this doesn't get us there, but it does get us to what Mayor Ballard wanted, which was a net increase of 150. In addition to that, it brings in a total of around $29 million. So $16 million of that goes to IMPD.
But the mayor still wants $5 million to fund pre-kindergarten programs, which he feels are essential to crime prevention. He would fund that by eliminating that local homestead credit. That issue is still alive, and it goes to the City Council panel Tuesday. Republican Councilman Benjamin Hunter supports that.
I think we need a more holistic approach. Officers is one aspect of it, and we've been hearing that for a long time. And tonight, what you saw was a hard decision. We're moving that forward. We need to continue to look at crime and crime prevention in a holistic way. I definitely support the pre-K initiative.
In a written statement tonight, Mayor Ballard says he wants to continue working with the City Council to reach an agreement on how to do those things, police officers, and to fully fund the pre-K situation. The Democrats, some of them on City Council, are working on their own version of pre-K, and they would use a different funding source on that, something from the budget, not touching on that local property tax credit that the mayor, that homestead credit that the mayor has talked about there. Expect this to come up at a meeting tomorrow, but probably be tabled, and then a vote on that issue, on the pre-K issue, possibly next week. David McAnally, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
All right, David, thank you. Of course, this is a story we will follow throughout the night and even on tomorrow morning on Sunrise. It all starts at 4 a.m. Please join us. That's when we will have more reaction on this breaking news. Also, hear from the FOP live at 6 a.m. on what this tax increase means for your safety here in Indianapolis. Again, breaking news tonight. Public safety tax has now been approved by the City County Council. We'll have more for you tomorrow morning from 4 to 7 a.m. And again, more information and reaction from the FOP live on Sunrise at 4. And now to two big stories of two NFL players facing new troubles tonight. Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice is now out of a job tonight after new video shows him punching his then fiancee. Plus, Robert Mathis, the Colts' top defensive player, is also out for the season after he suffered a serious injury while on suspension. We've been gathering reaction all evening on both of these stories. Our team coverage begins tonight with our sports reporter, Rich Nye. Rich.
Andrea, the Colts knew they would start the season without Robert Mathis. Now it appears they will also have to finish it without their best pass rusher. NBC Sports reports that Mathis suffered a torn Achilles tendon during a workout in Atlanta last week. That is normally a season-ending injury. Mathis was already serving a 4-game suspension for testing positive for an unapproved fertility drug. The Colts can have no contact with Mathis during the suspension, but he can meet with the team doctors, and that will happen in the next couple of days.
Really a devastating blow for Robert, his family, and you know, our team and this organization. Again, we hate to lose anybody, but this one stings. But like always, nobody better equipped to handle circumstances and adversity than this group.
Reaction from the players in the Colts locker room on the loss of Robert Mathis later in sports. And where do the Colts find a pass rush without him?
All right, Rich, thank you. Well, the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens is now speaking out tonight about that shocking video that forced him to cut one of his own players. Coach John Harbaugh calls the situation tough as well as hurtful, and he also offered the couple his support.
I think the team responds just the way everybody responds, to these things. And again, you're talking about somebody you know, so it's a little more challenging when you're talking about someone that's part of your family, so to speak. And so our guys, they felt it, and all the same emotions that everybody out there would feel, we all felt.
Now fans and even players were less than forgiving of the way the NFL has handled the Ray Rice situation. Our Night Beat reporter Jenny Ranovich is live tonight with reaction on that side of the story. Jenny.
Yeah, and a lot of strong reaction today, Andrea. Many people saying the NFL should have acted sooner and stronger even before this latest video emerged.
The absolute awful, and I mean awful, elevator footage.
On Sports Talk Radio.
And he just cold cocks it.
Strong reaction to new disturbing video involving Ravens running back Ray Rice punching his fiancée, now wife, unconscious in a hotel elevator. After that video went public, the Ravens fired Rice. The NFL suspended him from playing indefinitely, and fans, even players, expressed fresh outrage. After the first video came out, Rice only received a 2-game suspension.
You think he's looking at a lifetime ban?
I think that he's looking at a lifetime ban.
Sometimes, some people have to be made an example of, and he's definitely one of those people. There's not going to be too many people in the world right now that want to stand next to Ray Rice.
This case goes beyond football. Advocates for victims of domestic violence say the NFL's latest action can have an impact on the entire country.
To have any kind of social norm change, you really almost do have to demonize a behavior and say this is completely outside of the norm.
Jeanette Perkins hopes it raises awareness. She suffered years of abuse before getting help.
The only way that it's going to stop is if we take a stand to stop it.
As for Ray Rice, criminally, the case could be over. He was indicted by a grand jury on third-degree assault, but as a first-time offender, he didn't serve jail time.
The prosecutor is going to be prohibited by double jeopardy from recharging him with a new and more serious offense.
Which is why so many are baffled that the punishment on and off the field wasn't stronger right away.
That degree of severity in the assault on this young woman deserves time in jail. No ifs, ands, or buts.
And tonight, there are still many questions about what the NFL knew and when they knew it. Same goes for police and prosecutors when it comes to that latest video. Reporting live, Jenny Ranovich, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, that conversation is far from over. Jenny, thank you. And you can learn the warning signs of domestic violence and also how to get help. Just go to our website at WTHR.com. Click on Shattering the Silence. You can find that on our community page. And new tonight here on the Night Beat, a warning